How much is your car worth? How you guys doing today? My name is Tom and this is Hustle Finance. For those you don't know who I am, I've been flipping cars for the last few years and I've been hustling my whole life, learning different tips and tricks throughout the years. Hopefully that I can pass on to you guys and you guys can learn a few things from it. So let's just jump right into this video. Alright, you want to know how much your car is worth, but you're not sure where to start. Maybe you go on Kelley Blue Book, and when you go on Kelley Blue Book, it might say your car is worth anywhere from $5,000 to $9,000. That is a $4,000 price difference. How are you going to justify a $4,000 price difference up or down? It's very hard to. So the way I like to approach it is the first thing I will do is I'll go to Kelley Blue Book. It will give me a rough idea of what the car costs. After I go to Kelley Blue Book, the first one I will visit is Craigslist. Now, I'm visiting Craigslist first is because they'll probably have less options than the next selection that I'm about to bring up to you. And you can kind of scan through them and see how much the car you're looking for or the car you're trying to sell is selling for in your area. Because Kelley Blue Book can say whatever the car is worth. Kelley Blue Book can tell you the car is worth $5,000. But if it's selling in your neighborhood for no more than $4,000 max, it's no more than a $4,000 max car. And that's just the way it is. That's what a lot of people don't tell you about these third-party sites. A lot of the times they are good with valuing your car. They will give you a rough, accurate estimates, but from time to time they can be off and they will be off, or you know, the spreads will be huge. Like you'll have a couple $1,000 spread. I had a few $1,000 spread with this car. Now, let's just get right into the example. My most recent flip was a 2009 Mercedes-Benz C300. I bought that car off of somebody who was in a tough spot, who wanted to get rid of it fast and cheap. I harped on that deal. I was able to plug my scanner up to it. I was able to look at the car. I was able to look under the car. I was able to view the car for more than 30 seconds, unlike an auction. So when I looked at the car, I was asking how much he wanted. He only wanted $1,500. So I ended up talking him down to $1,000. Now, when I talked him down to $1,000, I looked up how much the Mercedes C300 cost on Facebook Marketplace around my neighborhood, and they were going from anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000. And if you were a dealer, they can go from $10,000 to $15,000. It's insane what some of these dealers will charge you with these terrible loans. This is what you have to look out for. But here's the deal. I bought a 2009 Mercedes-Benz for $1,000. I looked into everything. When I went on Kelley Blue Book and I Blue Book valued the car varied from $5,000 to $9,000, like I just explained. When it said that, I was like, huh? So I assume bottom dollar is $5,000 for the car. If you know there's a scratch here or a dent there or something that was repainted that I missed, that's going to be covered for. I always assume the worst, because when you assume the worst and you have a better outcome, your hopes will not get let down. Now, I seen that it varied so far, so I went back on the marketplace and I tried to pinpoint ones with roughly the same amount of mileage as me, with it was just as clean, not as many issues, cars that are very close in tier to the vehicle you're selling. You can get a rough value for that right on Facebook, and that is probably the easiest place to get a valuation for your car. Now, when I bought the car, we needed about 1,800 repairs. We knew it was going to need a lot of underbelly work, and it was going to need 2 new rims replaced. Mercedes-Benz rims are over $300 a piece. That was a bulk of our cost right there. It was 2 brand new rims and 2 new tires. Now, the dreaded fees I talked to you about in the last video, your tags, your title, your registration. They're like death and taxes. You can't avoid them when you're buying a car. Alright? We had to pay $275. We paid $250 for the tags, title, and the registration. And we already had a buyer lined up for the car as soon as we bought the car. So we wanted to rush the title, so we paid the extra $25 to rush the title. Now, after everything was said and done, I ended up in this deal $3,075, which that sounds great. The minimum on the car, Kelly Blue Book was $5,000. So I'm gonna make almost $2,000 on this deal at least. I do a little more digging on Facebook Marketplace. I narrow it down. I go within a few years of the car. I decide that the car is worth $7,000. I'll put it in the middle tier. I won't put it at $5,000 because it's in way too nice a condition and it doesn't have any issues. So it should not be sold at $5,000. And I cannot put it at $9,000 because I got the car cheap enough. I'm not looking to bash someone's head over. I'm looking just to make a couple bucks and sell someone a good car and get the word of mouth through that. Now, guess how much we sold the car for? I sold the car the same day I bought the car for $7,000. Me and this guy never spoke on a price, but he said he was buying the car and he was adamant about it. He said, once you were finished at work and all the parts come in, I want you to take me for a test drive because I'm probably going to buy the car. We took him on the test drive. He drove for about 15-20 minutes. He's owned the car for quite a few months, hasn't had any issues, and he paid $7,000 for that car. Excuse me. We made well over 50% of... Excuse me. We made well over 50% of our money on that flip. Now, we only get about 2 of them a year where we just smack home runs where we're just going to make a killing on the car. And I'll post a little, picture of the car in the description, maybe somewhere up high or down low. I'm not really sure how this works yet. But I will show you a picture of the car because it was a very nice car. Now, you found you found the Blue Book value. You found what they're going for on Facebook. You found what they're going for on Craigslist. You even took the extra step and went on Edmunds and Auto Trader. You found your happy median. Congratulations, you have found the value of your car. Like I said, 9 out of 10 times, Craigslist, Marketplace are always going to be the place to go. That is where you're going to get the truest value for your car because that's where you have regular human beings, regular car flippers like me and possibly you in the future that just want to sell a car. And sometimes there's, a lot of times they're selling a junk car. In the car flipping business, there's a lot of shady guys in here. That's what you really have to watch out for. Same thing with the used car dealerships. They claim to be car guys, but all they do is buy cars by the fleet. They sell you some crappy warranty that is almost pointless, get you on a terrible loan to where you're paying a ridiculous interest rate for a used car. You're paying, when you buy a used car from a dealer, you're probably almost going to pay twice as much at the dealer as anywhere else, and you're buying a used vehicle. That is specifically on interest rates, the commission they need, and people do not know that they can negotiate at used car dealers. I will be posting that in my next video in the future. I would appreciate if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe. I also have one little special treat for you guys. On August 22nd, I'm going to be attending the original auction where I started from myself, where I bought my first flip. And I'm going to walk you guys through step by step of the whole process of being in one of these auctions because it can be a very scary place, it can be a very shady place, and it can be very uncharted territory. So if you guys are looking forward to seeing a video like that, just hit the subscribe button and I will see you guys later. Peace!